Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again, and welcome to another video here at Wildman Lacquer. In today's video, we are getting into the fifth bag from the huge estate haul that I got on Facebook Marketplace. This is the fifth lot that was originally listed on Facebook Marketplace. After this, we are getting into those 5 big totes full of nail polish. I've been having a lot of fun unboxing a lot of these polishes. We've run into a lot of Colors by Lacquer. That's been far and away the most polish unboxed. If you missed the story, I'll post a little link up there of my sort of preview of the lot. I go over where I got it and how many bottles it's going to be. It's going to be over 2,000, but if you want to see the little preview, I'll post it up there. We're going to dig in without further ado to this fifth and final bag before we get into those larger totes. The first one right up front is another Colors by Lacquer. This one is called Oops. So, okay, we have unboxed at least 2 Colors by Lacquer Oops before. So this one is one of their hollows. Their hollows have been just dazzling. I've been really impressed with all of them. This is in a berry shade of purple with the beautiful holographic pigment in there. Let's go ahead and see it on the brush. There, we've got that beautiful shade. That is a really lovely shade of purple. I'll be holding on to this one as well. As we go, basically what I'll do is tell you if I'm keeping the polish or putting it directly into the D-stash. A lot of the polishes, I'm just going to say it up front. I've been trying not to say it for every single polish, but I will have to do a lot of comparisons here at some point. Purple hollows especially is going to be one of the big ones. Purples in general, but yeah, a lot of these are going to have comparisons coming up soon, but for the time being, we're going to put this in the keep pile. That is Colors by Lacquer. Oops. The next one is an ILNP. We've been unboxing quite a few of their older ones with the round bottles, but a few of these in the middle ground labels still had the little hearts in the middle, and I don't have a lot of those. So this one is called Atlantis. This is one of their multi-chrome flaky polishes. Now the name doesn't sound familiar for one of their polishes, so it's possible that I don't own this one either. This is going to be in a clear base. I find that these look best over like a dark polish. That way you can layer them up and have them come to look like a multi-chrome polish, or you can layer them over other colors. If you go lighter, you're going to be able to see the individual flakes. Let's go ahead and take a peek at this one on the brush. There we go. Look at those beautiful colors. So this has some dark blues, some purples, but it also has some warmer shades like this golden orange around the edge, which I don't know is going to come across. Let's see if we can't find a good angle in this lighting. Let's see, you can kind of see it at certain angles on the corner of the bottles, but beautiful one. What we'll do is we'll put this in the to be checked pile just to see. That way I can double check that I don't already have this in my collection. So ILNP's Atlantis going in the to be checked pile. Next up, we've got another older Colors by Lacquer. This one is called Gentle Whispers, and this is really soft and delicate. Look at that. So we have linear, larger sized particles of hollow. We also have a pink, larger shimmer in there. This is going to be a nice soft color. It seems to be a cream base and like a very light gray. There it is on the brush. Beautiful twinkles. This has got beautiful colors in it, of course from the rainbows, but also from that shimmer. This is another one that I know I don't have. So yeah, we're going to add that to the collection as well. This is really beautiful. I think this would be nice for a winter polish. So that's Colors by Lacquer, Gentle Whispers. Next up, ooh, we've got one from Bear Polish. So we've unboxed probably only about 2 from this brand so far. This is a brand that I don't own too many of yet either, so I'm happy to be able to add more of these to my collection. This one is called Tickets Please, and this one is a hollow. Look at that. So this has a very strong hollow as well, and I want to say that there's even like a gold shimmer in there. The color of this one, I'm actually trying to see if it's like a light peridot green or if it's a gold. Could fall somewhere between there, between those 2 colors, maybe like a green leaning gold. There we go. Lots of twinkles in this one as well, but I'm just not as excited about this color. Lime greens and golds are 2 color families that I just aren't my favorite. So I think we're going to go ahead and put that one in the D-stash. That was Bear Polish. Tickets Please. Next up, we've got the later label from Colors by Lacquer. This one is called Navy Pier, and this was a Polish Con polish from September 2016. Wow. So PolishCon was the event that was going on before the Polish and Beauty Expo and the Polish and something else. I know there's two different ones currently, and one is East Coast, one is West Coast, but PolishCon was the first that I was ever aware of for a nail polish event, and I definitely don't have one from 2016, so this is really cool. This one is a navy polish. It's got some hollow in there as well as a pink shimmer. So this one's going in the collection as well. I definitely don't own it. That is Colors by Leroux Navy Pier. Next up, we've got another from Man Glaze. So we unboxed two polishes from this brand in one of the other videos, and I've never heard of this brand before. I've been trying to figure out where these came from. I don't know if it's an indie or if it is a mainstream. I mean, these strike me as the kind of thing that could easily have come from like a Hot Topic or something like that, but they appear to be aimed more towards guys. So it is called Man Glaze, and this one is called, we're just going to do it with a hard G, so it doesn't sound like I'm cursing. This is going to be Fudgin' Ugly. So yeah, very interesting. It appears to be a charcoal gray metallic with some shimmer. So it's got some interesting artwork around the labeling as well, but the downside is when you cover all four sides of the bottle, you can't really see the polish itself, but there it is on the bottom of the bottle. You can see the particles in there. There's other stuff going on. You got a metallic and maybe a little bit of hollow. I don't know. I'm just not as intrigued by this one, so I think we're going to go ahead and destash that one. Next up, ooh, we've got one from Cirque. So we've only unboxed one other older Cirque, and this is exciting because I don't own that many from the brand in general. This one is Oporto. Ooh. So the name of this one doesn't even sound familiar. Oh my goodness, I love their bottles. They are so, so nice. This one looks to be a deep wine hollow. Lots of twinkles. I think there's another component in there, maybe a larger shimmer. This is definitely going in the keep pile. I love this kind of color. Yeah, there's definitely another particle in there. Look at all that. So this kind of deep wine or burgundy is one of the first reds that I really liked. And again, this is definitely one that I don't own yet, so this is going in the collection. That is Cirque Colors Oporto. Next up, we have another Colors by Leroux. This one is called That Blue Is Mine. Blue spelled B-L-O-O. I'm not really sure what the reference of that would be, but this is a blue with some hollow. There's also a metallic gleam to this that might be coming from those larger like micro flakies or larger shimmer particles. It's a really nice shade of blue, kind of verging into that summer brighter blue. The hollow on this is really nice. I want to say I wore a blue hollow from Colors by Leroux recently. I don't remember which name it was, but I was really impressed. That is such a dazzling color. This is definitely going in the collection. This is another one that I know I don't already own. So Colors by Leroux, That Blue Is Mine is going in the collection. Next up, we've got another from Taco. That's what I'm going with anyways. I might not be pronouncing that correctly. It does have the two K's back to back, but I don't think it's going for taco, so we're gonna go with Taco. And this one is called Baby Cakes. So this is a very cute pink polish. This is another brand that I don't own that many from already. In fact, I think prior to this series, I didn't own any. I did keep, I want to say, at least one from this haul so far. And this is going to be another one. I really like this pink. It is kind of a mid-toned to light pink. You have a load of hollow in here as well as a golden shimmer. And for whatever reason, even though I don't love gold, I actually like it as a shimmer sometimes in polish. And this to me is a really nice eye-catching combination. You, of course, are going to have the rainbows from the hollow as well. So this is a beautiful one. Going in the keep pile. That one is Taco's Baby Cakes. Next up, we've got an older Vapid. We've been unboxing quite a lot of these as well, and it's really exciting because I love Vapid. They're one of the first brands that I remember seeing right around the same time, if not within like a year of Bee's Knees Lacquer. And yeah, really like this brand as well. This one is called Use Your Noodle. Now this is definitely one that I don't own. The name does not sound familiar. And this is a bright summer orange. This also has a large golden shimmer to it. We've run into a couple of colors like this that are orange with gold in them, and they always remind me of one of the polishes that I have from Kale Polish, which might be like orange soda or something along those lines. I got two at the same time that were an orange, so I don't remember if I'm assigning the right name to it or not, but we'll have to do some comparisons. I think we're going to keep this one as well. I do really like this type of orange for a summer polish. And again, at some point I want to come back and compare these oranges and see if they're different at all or different enough to keep. I definitely get rid of any dupes if there are any, and then from there pick the ones that I like the best, but we're going to keep this for the time being. That one is Vapid's Use Your Noodle. Next up, we've got one from Glisten and Glow. This is another brand that we haven't been finding too many of just yet, but this one is Getting Dirty with Disco Sally, and this is a pink loaded with holo. Look at that! We've got micro holographic glitters. There's also red micro glitters, and then of course the main color that you're seeing is that pink also in a micro glitter. I think there's also a black micro glitter, so very fun combination. This could look really nice on the nail, and it appears to be in a clear base. There it is on the brush. You can see all of those little particles of glitter. So this is another one that I'm definitely holding on to. I think this could be a really fun use of pink for the summertime as a topper over other colors, or maybe even as a topper over other shades of pink to give yourself that speckled look. And I'm loving the holo in here along with those matte pink glitters. It's a pretty fun combination and really unique to my collection. So that's Glisten and Glow's Gettin' Dirty with Disco Sally going in the collection. Next up, ooh, we've got another deep color from Colors by Leroux. This one is called Obsessed with Marilyn. This is beautiful. So this is another deep, almost oxblood color, maybe more like maroon, but that holo, you guys, oh my goodness. Again, I have been so impressed with the holos from this brand. They are always dazzling, and this color is one of my favorites. Like I keep saying, these deep burgundy wine shades or maroons. Obviously, this isn't a bright lipstick red or anything, but yeah, these deeper tones definitely are ones that I like, and I know I don't have this one, so we're adding this to the collection for sure. That one is Colors by Leroux, Obsessed with Marilyn. Next up, ooh, we've got another Glisten and Glow. This one is called At the Door at 54. Now this is another mix of glitter. Let's just go ahead and compare it to Gettin' Dirty with Disco Sally. As you can see, we have a different shade of pink, almost more like a fuchsia, whereas the one in Disco Sally was more of a bright pink. So different colors here. We also have a light blue in here that's really neat. I love matte blue glitters. There's also some silver and red. Yeah, this is another one that's going to be really fun over other colors, but also fun as an accent nail. We'll have to see if it does actually layer up over itself, because I get the feeling it might not, but this could look cute over a white polish or a dark pink. So yeah, we're going to hold on to this one as well. Again, it's another one that I know I don't have. So that one is Glisten and Glow's At the Door at 54. Next up, ooh, we've got another Colors by Leroux. Look at the sparkle on this one. This one is called Voodoo. I think this one might be another UP polish. It's got the right sparkle and it's got the right color shifts of red to green to gold, and it's in a purple. Wow. So this is absolutely beautiful. We have, I think, unboxed at least one UP polish, and what a UP is the special pigment that is used. It's the one that goes from red to green to gold, although there are newer made pigments that do have similar shifts, but they're just not quite the same. In any case, it is rarer to find, especially nowadays. Most of the UP pigments that we have are UP sibling or the newer stuff. So this one is really beautiful, if indeed it is an OG UP pigment that's in here. Even if it's not, though, this is a beautiful shade of purple. Does need a little bit more of a shake, but look at that color. Absolutely gorgeous. And see the sparkle that that has? That is just beautiful. So I don't think it's going to surprise anyone. This is going in the collection. It is another one I know I don't have, and it is just mind-blowing. Really, really stunning. So that is Colors by Leroux Voodoo going in the collection. Next up, we have another from ILNP and another older one with a little heart on the bottom. This one is Luna. So this is another of their multi-chrome flakies. Let's just go ahead and compare it to Atlantis so you can see the differences. You've got a darker purple tone with some blue in Atlantis, whereas Luna has some lighter purple to like a fuchsia with some aqua. So you have different shifts in those multi-chrome flakies. Luna is another one that we're going to go ahead and put in the to be checked pile. It does kind of sound familiar, but I'm just not sure if it is one that I ended up grabbing or not. So we'll check on that and see. And the rule of thumb with all of that is if I end up checking on it and I do have it, it'll go in the D-stash. If I don't own it, it's going in the collection. So that one is ILNP's Luna. We're going to put that in the check pile. Next up, we have one from Picture Polish. This is another brand that I've been really excited to find in this haul because I don't own that many. In fact, I think before this, I only owned probably a couple of them. So this is probably one that I don't have. This one is called Altered State, and this is a beautiful multi-chrome with these holographic micro flakies. Really, really pretty. You have predominantly a purple to like red flash. Or actually you're seeing blue, so I'm seeing red and purple and maybe some orange at the extreme angles. You're seeing that blue to purple, so really beautiful. Multi-chromes are one of the first finishes that I really fell in love with from indies, that and their multi-chrome flakies, so this is definitely going in the collection. Again, multi-chromes I will have to do comparisons of as with everything, but it's going in the keep pile for right now. That is Picture Polish Altered State. Next up, we have another from Taco. This one is called Lavender Macaroon, and this is such a sweet lavender shade of purple. Look at those little flakies. These are like in a sheer or light silver, more of a translucent flaky as opposed to the iridescent that flashes rainbows. Let's go ahead and see this on the brush. I think it is somewhat of a creamy formula. That is really cute. I could see this looking adorable on, especially for a spring mani, and it's another one that I know I don't have, so we're going to add that to the keep pile as well. That is Taco's Lavender Macaroon. Next up, we have one from Different Dimension. This one is called HO3. I think I do have this one or had it. It would have come in one of my mystery boxes, and I think if it wasn't this one, it was another one that had this, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be ho ho ho, as in ho times 3. So probably came out in a holiday collection, and this is a red hollow. Now this particular one is a straight up like lipstick Christmassy red. I have been keeping some red hollows, but this one is pretty straightforward in its shade of red, so I think we're going to go ahead and de-stash this one. Up next, we have another from Vapid. This one is called Revenge. I can't quite tell if this is like an indigo or a blurple, but it's one of those shades of purple that's got blue in it, or one of those shades of blue that has purple in it. So it is really pretty. There's also a shimmer component in it. Yeah, it's got a little bit of gray to it as well. Look at that. This is beautiful. The shimmer is a larger size, and it goes from like a pink to aqua to green. Yeah, that is definitely going in the collection as well. I know I don't have this one either, so that is Vapid's Revenge going in the keep pile. Next up, what is this? So we've got Vapid's The Nail Elixir. So this is a nail cuticle oil in Coastal Sunset. Still has a little bit of a scent to it, but with cuticle oils, I'll have to do some research and see if those are something that can be reused or not. It doesn't seem to have been used much, if at all, but nail polish is one thing because of the ingredients in it as far as reusing them. But for things like this that are oils, I don't know how safe it is, so I might end up tossing that, but we'll see how that goes. I'll put it in the can I use it pile and see about researching it, but that is Vapid's, the first non-nail polish thing that we've run across, the Nail Elixir. Next up, we've got another picture polish and another multi-chrome from them. This one is called Illusionist. This is beautiful as well. The multi-chrome shift in this is more of a teal and blue on the face, where you're seeing that vivid green. I'm seeing purple and blue, and again there are warmer tones like fuchsia and orange at the extreme angles of the edge of the bottle. There's some of that purple. This is another one that I'm fairly certain I don't own yet, so we're adding this to the keep pile as well. That is Picture Polish Illusionist. Next up, we have another Colors by Leroux. This one is called Show Me the Love. And look at this one. So this is another multichrome. There's also a scattering of holo in this one, but not exactly a linear flare. You can see that little sparkle. That's the kind of holo that's used in this one. This goes from like a burgundy to a fuchsia to bronze and gold. This is really pretty. There's that beautiful reddish orange. This is definitely going in the collection. This kind of red is in that same vein of the burgundies and maroons that I first loved in the red family. So this is definitely going in the keep pile. I am really curious about the shifts in different lighting because you're mainly seeing like a fuchsia, whereas in person, I'm seeing a deep red. So this should have beautiful shifts, and it's another one I don't have yet. So that's going in the keep pile. That is Colors by Leroux, Show Me the Love. Next up, we have another one from Taco. This one is called Aphrodisiac. This is a like cantaloupe shade of coral, and you have those more translucent gold flakies along with maybe a golden shimmer particle. This is a really cute color combination. It's actually one that I really enjoy for summer as well. Even though, again, gold is not my favorite, you put it in this kind of a corally shade, and I really enjoy the combo. So we're going to put that one in the keep pile as well. As with everything else, I'm going to have to compare it at some point to any of the other colors that I have in the same family, but we're going to keep it for the time being. That is Taco's Aphrodisiac. Up next, we have one from Native War Paints. This one is called Heliotrope in the Garden. Look at this juicy shade of purple. This is very like neon-y grapey. It's not a neon. I don't think you can actually have a neon in purple because of the tone, but it's verging on that brighter side of a purple. But it does have a beautiful blue shimmer to it, and this is definitely one I could see myself wearing, so we're going to add this to the collection. I don't think I own this one yet either. So that is Native War Paints Heliotrope in the Garden. Next up, we have another Colors by Leroux. This one is called Coal in My Stocking, and this one is a gray with some silver flakies. This one, I do like a gray polish. Ooh, this one might need some help. Oh yeah, definitely needs some help as far as some thinner goes, but should be fixable. There you can see it on the brush. You've got those little twinkles. So I was going to say I might destash this one, but I think what we'll do is we'll put this in the Can I Fix It pile. Like I said, this one should be fairly easy to fix since it's just thick and sticky, not really dried out. So we're going to put that in the Fix pile and see how I like it afterwards. I might try to do some swatching and see if I like it. Next up, we have one from Catrice. This has been an interesting one to get because I don't think this is that readily available here in the States because this one is made in Luxembourg, and this one is called In the Bronx. So this one is a bronzy metallic. There is some larger particles in there as well. This particular shade, I'm not the most excited about it. It is a little bit straightforward, and yeah, I think I will go ahead and destash this one. It's just I've been more excited about other colors, so we're going to go ahead and add that to the destash. That one is Catrice In the Bronx. Next up, ooh, here we go. Here's one of the older labels from ILNP in the round bottle. The other ones that we have found so far are in the newer square bottles, and this one is called Cutie Pop. This is a really sweet bubblegum pink holographic. You have a kind of scattered holo, maybe not quite as scattered, but not quite a linear either, somewhere in between. You've got the larger holographic pigment in this one. This is definitely in that bubblegum pink color category, but something about it I actually kind of like. I've been surprising myself lately with the shades of pink that I'm liking. So this one I think is going to go in the keep pile as well. I'm really confident that I don't own this, so I don't think I need to check on it. This is just going to go straight into the keep pile. Of course, I will have to do comparisons as with everything, but we'll cover that much later. So that's going in the keep pile for now. That is ILNP's Cutie Pop. All right, next up we have another older ILNP in the round bottle. This one is called Kings and Queens, and I'm fairly certain I don't own this one either. The name doesn't even sound familiar, and it's another purple holo. This one has beautiful holographic in it, and the tone of this is a nice juicy, almost like mulberry shade of purple, just to compare it to the other one that we've unboxed that came from Colors by Leroux, which was that Oops. Here they are in the bottles side by side. They're actually more similar than I thought they would be, so that should be an interesting comparison here at some point, but there are subtle differences. I want to say the one from ILNP might be a little bit darker, so we'll have to do that comparison at some point. But for the time being, it's another one that I don't own, and it's a brand that I really like. So we're going to put that one in the keep pile. That was ILNP's Kings and Queens. Next up, ooh, look at this. We've got another from Taco. This one is called Nirvana. This is such a cute little color. Look at those flakies. So again, you have a gold component, but I actually really enjoy it in this color. This is kind of a Tiffany box blue-green, and it's really complementary with the golden flakies in here. So this is going to go in the keep pile as well. I could easily see myself wearing this for either spring or summer. There it is on the brush. Yeah, those flakies almost have a little bit of a green shift to them, and I don't know if that's because they actually shift or if when they're layered under this base, you get the illusion of them having a shift, but either way, this is going in the keep pile. So that is Taco's Nirvana. Ooh, let's go for this glitter. Oh, wow. So this is an older ILNP that has glitter. Wow. I don't know that I've seen glitter polishes from them before, so this is really interesting. This one is called Sugar Blossom, and it is a fun glitter mix of blue metallics, white matte glitters, fuchsia circle glitters, and lighter pink hex glitters. Look at that. I think there might also be some matte black glitters. Yeah, this is an adorable little mix and very unique. Like I said, I don't know that I've seen a glitter mix from this brand before. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus on it. There's those fun glitters. Yeah, that is really, really cute. So we're going to put this in the keep pile as well. That is ILNP's Sugar Blossom. All right, next up we have one from A. England. This is another brand that I really like and has impressive holos. This one is called Lady of the Lake. So this one has more of a royal purple compared to the other ones that we've unboxed. This is that Oops from Colors by Leroux. You can see it has a deeper tone, more of a royal purple as opposed to more of like a magenta. This tone is also absolutely gorgeous. I can't quite tell if the holo on this is going to be the linear or if it's going to be scattered, but really beautiful one. It's another one that I don't think I have, but because I do have some A. Englands, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the to be checked pile just to confirm if I do own it or not. So Lady of the Lake is going to go in the check pile. Next up, we've got another Colors by Leroux. This one is called Runt. And look at this one. Holy moly, look at the holo. So this is a very unusual shade, kind of like a cantaloupe or melon shade, and it has that amazing holo. It might not quite be as cantaloupe as I'm thinking because along the edges it's actually kind of like a bright pink. Maybe I'm way off on the cantaloupe. Who knows? It's a very interesting shade though. Here we have it on the brush. Wow, yeah, this is really pretty. In any case, it's a color that I know I don't have yet, and I'm curious enough to at least see this swatched and compare to the other colors that I already own. So that's going to go in the keep pile. That is Colors by Leroux Runt. Next up, we've got another Colors by Leroux. This one is called Deanna. It's blue. And this is another blue holo. Look at this. So I don't know that we've unboxed a straight up blue holo in this video. Oh, maybe this one. So this is another Colors by Leroux. This one was That Blue Is Mine. Different shade of blue. I don't know if that's going to come across very well on camera, but the one that we just unboxed from Colors by Leroux, which was Deanna, It's Blue, is a deeper shade, more like a dark blue as opposed to this one, which was like a mid-tone blue. I know I did keep a blue linear hollow that was a dark blue from an Australian brand, which was, I think, Glitter Gal. So that's going to have to be another comparison that I do when I do some sorting for all of the ones that I'm keeping from this. But for the time being, it's one that I know I don't own. So Deanna, It's Blue is going to go in the keep pile. Next up, ooh, we have another from Bear Polish. So this looks like a glitter that might have dried out a bit, but we'll put this in the Can I Fix It pile. This one is called Cold Never Bothered Me. So if I had to guess, I would say this was probably inspired by the movie Frozen. And it is a really cute mix of these iridescent glitters with some purple glitters. And there's a flaky component that's showing there in like a blue flash. Yeah, this is really pretty. So we're going to put this in the Can I Fix It pile. It might take some finagling. It could be fixed. It's kind of hard to say. So we'll give it a try. We'll put some thinner in there and see if we can't get it back to life. But that was Bear Polish Cold Never Bothered Me. Next up, we have another older ILNP. This one is called Charmingly Purple. And this is another shade of purple. This is a lighter tone, maybe a lavender. And you've got this beautiful holographic in it again, and a shimmer particle that I'm seeing is like a pink and a blue. Hopefully some of that's coming across. This is a beautiful shade. I could absolutely see myself wearing this, as I can with most purples. So this is going to go in the collection as well. This is another one that doesn't even sound familiar, so I doubt that I already own it. So ILNP's Charmingly Purples going in the collection. All right, next up, ooh, we've got another flaky from Colors by Leroux. This one is called Amy. Now, I did keep a flaky from them that is pretty similar to this, at least in my mind's eye. Hang on. Okay, no, not really. At least the one that I pulled out. I don't know if I have another one set aside somewhere. Well, the one that I could find is definitely not as similar as I thought. It has a lighter aqua base and completely different flakies. So while it's possible I unboxed something kind of similar, I couldn't find it. This is the closest that I have. Again, I'm going to have to do some sorting after all of this, but this is another beautiful flaky polish. I really like the green tones that you have. I'm also seeing something pop up in like a blue, and there's some speckles of like a brighter pink. I don't know if maybe there's a micro glitter. Actually, I'm pretty sure there is a micro glitter. You see that little tiny speckles? That is a really neat addition, and I'm seeing some beautiful pinks and oranges pop up in certain angles. I'm trying to get those to show up on camera. There you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Those are those little twinkles. So yeah, Amy is definitely going in the collection. All right, next up we've got another Colors by Leroux. This one is called, oh my, Schwartzman and Heineken. I'm sure that's a reference to something. It's going over my head at the moment. This looks like a cantaloupe orange shade in a cream formula. Might have faded. You can see along the lip of the bottle, there's some dried polish that's a brighter shade, but here's what it looks like currently. Kind of like maybe a cantaloupe crossed with a creamsicle color. This is actually a pretty cute summer color though, and I feel like on camera it's washing it out to more of a white leaning polish, and while there is a bleached neon quality to it, it definitely has more pigment left than what's showing up on camera anyways. So I'm going to add this to the collection to at least do some comparisons of. This is a type of color that I'd actually been looking for summer and for spring, so I want to see how this one ends up looking. So we'll add that to the collection. That is Colors by Leroux, Schwartzman and Heineken. Next up we have another Native War Paints. This one is called Love and Lilacs. And as the name would suggest, we have a beautiful lilac shade of purple, and look at the hollow on that. Wow. So this one is beautiful as well. Let's see, do we have anything to compare it to? Closest one I think is the one from ILNP, which was Charmingly Purple, and they are slightly different tones. We have more of a creamy formula from the ILNP and maybe more of a shimmer base from the Native War Paints. Different hollows in there as well. So this is a beautiful color, and I know it's one that I don't own either. So we're going to go ahead and add this to the keep pile as well. That is Native War Paints, Love and Lilacs. Next up, ooh, we've got another from Taco. This one is called Muse, and this is maybe like a dove gray with a purple flash. Wow. So this is actually another combination that I really like when you have a gray polish that has a pop of color like a purple. So this is going to go in the keep pile. I don't think I have anything quite like this. I'm curious though to see how it does compare to the other shades of gray that I might have, and if I do have anything that has this intense of a pop of purple in it. But for the time being, it's going to go in the keep pile. I know I don't have this one yet. So that is Taco's Muse. Next up, oh, we've got another from A England. This one is called, I think that might be Fontaine, and it is one of their hollows. Look at that. This is like a purple leaning gray, or maybe a light purple. This is really, really, really pretty. Like I said, their hollows are very, very impressive. Here it is on the brush. Look at that. That is amazing, and I'm definitely putting this at least in the to be checked pile. The reason it's going in the to be checked pile is I feel like this color looks familiar, but I can't quite place it. So I'll check on that and see if it is one that I own or not, but if I don't, it's going in the keep pile. Next up, we've got another Native War Paints. This one is called Penny for Your Thoughts. And this is an interesting color. It is a green leaning teal with a golden to copper shimmer in there. In person, it's more golden, but on camera you're definitely seeing that copper to almost red. So this is very interesting. I could easily see this being a beautiful color on. There it is on the brush. So yeah, I don't think it's one that I own, but the color is kind of familiar. It's kind of reminding me of one of their other polishes that I can't think of the name offhand. So what I'm going to do is put this in the to be checked pile as well and see if I do have something kind of close to it and go from there. So that is Native War Paints Penny for Your Thoughts. It's possible it is one that I already own and I just don't recognize the name. Okay, next up we have one from Different Dimension. This one is called Been There, Done That. And this is a beautiful hollow from them. You have these larger holographic flakies and a green shifting shimmer. Now I'm going to have to check on this one as well because that name does sound familiar, and one of my last orders from them had a bunch of polishes in this type of a formula, so I want to double check and make sure that I don't already own this, but this is absolutely gorgeous. I love this particle size of these holographic flakies, so that'll go in the check pile just to make sure whether or not I own it. Next up, we've got another from Picture Polish. This one is called Borealis. And this one I think is a multi-chrome flaky. Look at that one. So you've got this really beautiful blue to purple. I think on camera you're mainly catching the blue, but in person I'm predominantly seeing purple on the face. And then you've got this orange and red along the sides of the bottle. So again, you're going to have beautiful shifts. There's some of that red popping through. This is another beautiful one, and another I know I don't have, so we're adding this to the collection as well. That is Picture Polish Borealis. Next up, we have another older colors by Leroux. This one is called Blackest Night, and this one is a black holographic. Look at the particle size on this one. That is beautiful. Now, I have been destashing quite a lot of my black hollows or blackened polishes in general. I know I've said it quite a few times in other videos, but they just weren't ones that I ended up reaching for as much as I thought I would when I first started collecting nail polish. But let's go ahead and see this one on the brush. I want to say I'm seeing some red and green twinkles in here, but that could just be the hollow rainbows. Beautiful twinkles on this one. A lot of these have amazing sparkle. I think I'm going to end up holding on to this to at least compare to the other black hollows that I have kept. I haven't destashed all of them. I have kept a handful. I want to see how this compares and see if I can tell if this does have another particle in here, because it is really, really pretty and very eye-catching. I love the rainbows that I'm seeing, and again, the particle size that's used is just beautiful. So we're going to add this to the collection at least until I can do some comparisons. That is Colors by Leroux Blackest Night. Next up, we have one from Bettina. So I believe this is like a salon brand. We've unboxed a couple from them so far in other videos, and this one is called Peace. Now, this one is a really beautiful particle size. It is kind of in that limey, lemon lime color family though. So I think I'm going to go ahead and destash this one. I have kept a few of the limey shades, but for the most part, I they're just not a color family that is one of my favorites, so I'll keep the ones that I find interesting or unusual and destash the ones that just don't speak to me. So this one's going to go in the destash. That one is Bettina's Piece. Next up, we've got one from Different Dimension. This one is called Lincoln Park Before Dark. Ooh, so that could kind of be a, not exactly spoof on, but a play on Lincoln Park After Dark, which is a very famous OPI. This one is a stunner of a holo from them. Wow. This is a dark purple and you've got a stunning holographic. There's also like a flaky or something in here, which I can't tell if it's also a holo or if it's an iridescent or if there's both. But this is going to the keep pile for sure. This is gorgeous. The purple tone of this is also different than the other ones that we've unboxed. The one purple here, which was an Oops by Colors by Leroux, has more of a pink hue to it by comparison. And then the other holo, the Charmingly Purple from ILMP, is a completely different purple altogether. So this one actually could be pretty unique in the purple holos that I have, and it is just dazzling. So this is going in the collection for sure. That is Different Dimension, Lincoln Park Before Dark. There we go. Sort of compile these into the middle. We've got just a few more until we reach our 50 bottles for this video. Next up is an A England, and this one is called Percival. This is a red. I want to say this might be like a red metallic. Let's go ahead and take a look at it on the brush. Ooh. So I say I don't like reds, and then I see them in the bottle, and they're so pretty. Sometimes they're really eye-catching. This one kind of reminds me of like a red velvet, and it's because it has a deepness to it compared to the red that I destashed from Different Dimension. Here's a comparison. As you can see, the Different Dimension has more of that straight up like bright red, whereas there's a deepness, almost a black around the edges to this one. So for that reason, I want to put this one in the keep pile, at least until I can do some comparisons. This one is really eye-catching. I could easily see myself wearing this, so that one was Percival. Next up, we've got one from Zoya. This one is called Rhea or Rhea. Not quite sure in the pronunciation of this one, but this is a really beautiful deep purple metallic. There's some larger twinkles in there. This is really pretty as well. Kind of has a dustiness to it. Trying to decide if this is one that I think I could see myself wearing. I don't think it's one that I have. I don't know if that's, if my camera's going to focus. It's kind of metallic and shiny. I think we will add this to the collection. This is a really pretty tone. I have destashed a few that were kind of like this in the same dusty quality, but they had more silver that was popping out. This one does have more of a richness, so we'll add that to the collection again until I can do some comparisons. So that one is Zoya's Rhea or Rhea. Next up, we've got one from Vapid. This one is called Catch Me If You Can. And this is a green holo. Look at the holo on this one. Wow. Wow. Let's go ahead and see this one on the brush. This has a beautiful blue tone to it. Look at that. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous. This is going to go in the collection for sure. I love greens like this that have that blue, like evergreen richness, but a blue lean to them. Absolutely gorgeous. And the holo on this is spectacular. So we're going to add Vapid's Catch Me If You Can to the collection. All right, one more, you guys. This will be our 50 bottles for this video. We're going to close it out with a Glisten and Glow called The Moon and the Spoon. Another fun glitter mix. So this one is predominantly these matte blue glitters, which you know I already love. And it's got these red holographic and gold micro glitters. This is a really interesting mix. I don't think I have anything quite like it. The blue matte glitters is definitely my favorite part of this, but I actually like the addition of the red and the gold twinkles in this. So we're going to add this to the keep pile as well, at least again until I can do some comparisons and swatch this over some other colors and see how I would wear it. But that'll go in the keep pile as well. That is Glisten and Glow's The Moon and the Spoon. And there you have it. That wraps up part 9 of this massive estate haul from Facebook Marketplace. Let me know down below which ones were your favorites and if you've heard of any of the brands that I had questions about. I think Man Glaze in this one was one of the ones that unsure about. I have no idea where that actually comes from. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. We are still scratching the surface of this huge haul. I'm really excited to get into the totes after this, but we still have these 50 to go through in our next video. That'll be part 10. So stay tuned for that. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully you guys had a good time looking at beautiful polish, and I will see you in that next one.